Alright, this is the Chapter 8 practice quiz video. Okay, and number 1, a researcher in early education believes that kindergarten-age children are more receptive to help from a female teacher than from a male teacher. From the list of kindergarten teachers in the state, the researcher randomly samples 4 classes in which the teachers are male and 4 in which the teachers are female. The students in each of these classes are interviewed, and a measure of how receptive they are to help from the teacher is determined. This is an example of. Now, since they already had a male or female teacher and they did not change it, that takes out experiment because nothing was imposed upon them. They merely observed what happened. Therefore, B is our answer. A double-blind experiment is something we will talk about in Chapter 9. So that is not into, we're not going to take that into account at this time. Number 2, a sociologist wants to study the attitudes of American male college students toward marriage and husband-wife relationships. She gives a questionnaire to 25 of the men enrolled in Sociology 101 at her college. All 25 complete and return the questionnaire. The sample in this situation is, now again, sample is information in hand. Therefore, B is correct. It's the 25 questionnaires that came back. Very important to understand that sample is information in hand. So if you send out 1,000 things and only get 10 back, 10 is the sample because that's all you have to go by. Number 3, in a large lecture class, a professor decides to make his class notes available on the internet. During one of his lectures, he mentions that he would like some feedback concerning the usefulness of the notes. He asks students to leave written comments in his mailbox regarding the usefulness of having the class notes available on the internet. He gets written comments from 23 students, and in their written comments, most indicate that having the notes readily available helped them in the course. This is an example of. Alright, now he asks students to leave written comments, which means he leaves it up to them to respond to his question. Because of that, it is voluntary. You can say simple random sample if you were to pick the students randomly, but he does not pick the students that he wants to respond. He lets them decide, and because of that, C is our only choice. Number 4, Sheer-Height in her 1987 book Women in Love reported that, based on her sample, a startling 70% of U.S. women have an extramarital affair. Her methodology included mailing 100,000 questionnaires. 4,500 were completed and returned. The non-response rate of her survey was what? Well, she got 4,500 back out of 100,000. And that is 4.5%. But this is the percent that responded. So therefore, this is the response rate, which is quite low. Therefore, 100% minus the percent that responded, that's 4, gives you 95.5% non-response, or non-response rate. So be careful that you read the question. B is correct. Number 5, I want to take a survey of students currently enrolled in my statistics course. There are 250 of them. So I number them alphabetically, 001. Remember, that's because we have a 3-digit number here in 250. So your single digits have to be written with 3 places. Use the portion, so here's our range. Use the portion of the random number table below, which is right here, to select the first 5 to be interviewed. Now again, the number has to be between 1 and 250. 690 is out of the range. 416 is out of the range. 581 is out of the range. 787 is out of the range. 174 is our first one. Therefore, this list is out. 95 works. 481 does not work. 740 does not work. 642 does not work. 393 does not work. 752 does not work. Did I miss one? Let's see, 148. Nope, let's see here. 236. Did I miss one? Nope, I did. I covered it up. Pardon me, gotta back up. I covered up one of my numbers so I couldn't see it. That didn't look right. Go right here. There you go. Gotta be careful, I covered up my 1. Okay, so that's there. Okay, now 148 is another one. There we go. Didn't look right. So that's 148. 174. 174 is in the range, but we already used 174. We don't want to duplicate. And this one duplicated, so that's out. So that one does not count because we've already used it. So 174 is out. Then we have 064. That's our next one. 239 is our next one. Here. That's all we wanted, the first 5. Alright, this ends the video, how-to video for Chapter 8 practice quiz.